Hey guys, it's Vara, and it is that time of the week where I want to talk to you guys about things in gaming that I'm excited about, or I just generally want to talk about. And there are a couple things today that I want to talk about that are actually pretty interesting and a lot of people have been talking about. So the first one is the Nintendo Switch. Now, it has been reported that within the next 2 years, the Nintendo Switch is supposed to be getting a new model. And this doesn't come as so much of a surprise. If it's within the next 2 years, that means it would have been 4 years since launch, and that is the general timetable that the Nintendo DS originally had. I mean, the Nintendo DS had so many different models. It had the DS Lite, and then the DSi, the DS2, the DS3, the DSi XL. I mean, there were so many different versions of the Nintendo DS. And if that is the timetable that they're going for a new model for the Nintendo Switch, that wouldn't be so surprising. 4 years is a good timetable for a new model. We don't know if it's going to be a more pro version of upgraded software, or if they might even go with the mini route, where it's not as good software, but it's a bit cheaper. You know, we're not sure what route they're going to go with. This is only reported information, but that'd be kind of cool if within the next 2 years, so about the 4-year lifespan of the console so far, they did go with a newer pro model. I would be interested in that. Then again, I mean, people have been pretty interested in if they made a Nintendo Switch Lite or a Nintendo Switch Mini, which I think would be pretty interesting as well. So the console, the Nintendo Switch itself, has already sold about 19 and change million copies. So looking at the next 2 years, I mean, by then they'll probably have sold about 35-40 million Nintendo Switches, so it would be time for an upgrade. And the Nintendo Switch so far has done amazing. It's just a great console overall that a lot of people enjoying just the Nintendo brand itself with games like Mario and Zelda. And then we've also got the ports that come in, which have been pretty good so far. Unfortunately, the Nintendo Switch, the problem that I personally have with it is a little bit more expensive for a handheld console, which is okay. I mean, it's a powerful console, but compared to like the PlayStations and the Xboxes, it definitely doesn't compare stat-wise, but I mean, it is a handheld. It's not going to do as well compared to the PlayStation 4 or the Xboxes, so I would like to see a Pro version if they were to make a new model of the Nintendo Switch. I do like the mini versions of consoles that they do and that happen, but I don't know, I'd rather have a Pro version because by then we're going to see new consoles, newer specs, new things coming out, and I would like at that point for it to be a more pro version, better upgraded software and stuff. So you'll have to let me know what you guys think about that, honestly. Would you prefer a mini Switch or a Pro Switch? Well, that's what I'm going to call them because there's no other information besides what I've told you so far. It's just reported. There's no confirmation or anything. There's no 100% in the next 2 years. In 2019 or 2020, there's going to be a new model. But, I mean, I could see it. It wouldn't be unrealistic in the next 2-year timetable. The next thing that I want to talk about is the Blizzard president and co-founder Mike Morhaime stepping down after 27 years of being with Blizzard. Now, this was a surprise to a lot of people. Now, of course, it doesn't affect us players directly. It more affects the innards of the company Blizzard itself, which I'm sure some changes will be notable. But after 27 years, he stepped down, and it was pretty surprising because there was no notice. There was no hints that he was going to be stepping down. There was no comments that he was going to be stepping down, and he hasn't even made a public response to actually why he stepped down, which, you know, it's not directly gaming related, but it is because it's Blizzard's president and co-founder that's stepping down. I mean, 27 years, congratulations to him, first of all. He didn't really say why he stepped down or why not. I mean, 27 years, okay. That's a good enough number for anyone to be like, okay, it's obvious why he stepped down. He's been with it so long, but he never really said anything about it. I'm hoping within the next week, maybe he'll make some kind of statement like it's been great working for Blizzard. It was great co-founding Blizzard and everything, but the newest president of Blizzard has been assigned, and it's pretty cool for him. He's been working at Blizzard for about 13 years at this point from what I know, so congratulations to him. I mean, I just wanted to mention that to you guys because I thought it was pretty notable that 27 years, congratulations for working at Blizzard for that long and co-founding it and everything. But that's kind of just a little thing that I wanted to throw in there. I haven't seen too many people actually talking about it, maybe because it doesn't directly affect us consumers from Blizzard, but I'm sure that it will affect something somewhere on the inside of the company, just not for us. Something else that I wanted to talk about more indirectly than directly is the PlayStation crossplay. Now, last week Sony announced that there's going to be crossplay between Fortnite consoles, and they had gone through this kind of fight where they had fought back for about a month and a half. They didn't want to do crossplay on the PlayStation 4 for Fortnite, and they finally gave into that. Now, I don't really want to talk about Fortnite because I don't really play Fortnite. I'm not interested in Fortnite, but I do know it's one of the biggest games around right now. But it's not for me the fact that it's Fortnite, it's for the fact that they finally gave into crossplay. I personally think crossplay is great. I think that it should be allowed in any games, and I'm hoping that Sony does go along with the crossplay for other games. I know that it's talked about now at this point because they did give into Fortnite. I would like to see more crossplay. I do like crossplay. I think that it just helps the general communities. I mean, if I want to play and I have a PlayStation and someone has an Xbox and we can't play together, that's really a bummer, because if you meet like this best friend online or something, or all of your friends have one console, you can't play with them and it sucks. So it kind of forces you to either sell out of the console you have now and buy into the ones that more of your friend group have, and it's just more of a friendly situation to be able to play things cross-play and not have to worry about, well, I can't play with anybody that I know. I'm glad that Sony has stepped in that right direction. I do think it is a good direction for them. I mean, I do like cross-play and all. I don't particularly play Fortnite or focus on Fortnite, but I do hope that that means there's more cross-play to come in the future. I do hope that they don't fight back against their consumers so much. I know a lot of people were really pissed and were really like, I'm gonna sell out of PlayStation unless you guys change this. And they had fought back for so long. I mean, a month and a half is a long time when this game is so popular and there's so many people that really want your input and really want you to say, okay, we'll do this because so many consumers want this. But I hope that they kind of don't backpedal and say this is the only game right now. They did say we're looking into the future into more games having crossplay, so that is good overall. I mean, that's a solid course of action, and I hope that they do stick with it. Another thing that I wanted to talk about really quickly is new releases this week, because I don't play a whole ton of new games. I don't know, I've never really been one to spend $60. I'm one of those people that does believe the fact that $60 is a very hefty price tag for a new video game, so I don't usually buy them. Of course, if I'm gifted them, I instantly play them, or if it's a game that I'm really excited for and really hyped for, I will spend the $60. But Assassin's Creed Odyssey came out this week, and from what I've seen, it's really mixed. A lot of people actually really like it. I personally stopped playing Assassin's Creed. I had played them after they had came out. I had played up to 3, and I kind of gave up at 3, because after 3, I felt like they were changing so much. They had crafting, they had the working systems. I mean, there were so many things that I personally didn't like, and it kind of ruined the whole Assassin's Creed feeling to me. But I know that between 3 and now, with all the games that they've done, all of these side projects that they've done, like on the Xbox, you can get these side, like these side chapters in a way, that they had tried for like $10 each. And a lot of people really were done with the Assassin's Creed, games. And I personally think that Odyssey looks really good. I know a lot of people actually really like Odyssey, and Odyssey's gotten a pretty high rating. It's gotten like an 85 to a 90, which is pretty good since the last Assassin's Creed was like a 70, I think it was, off the top of my head. And people really like it, so I'm glad that, they're going in a better direction with the Assassin's Creed, genre and just game line. I'm glad that they're not ruining it still. I don't know, I felt like Assassin's Creed was one of those games that I really liked to play, but after it continued to go on, it really felt duller and duller. I feel the same way with Halo. I felt like the Halo franchise, for me, I really was loving 1 and then 2. I had played the Master Chief Collection, and then after 3, so I got done 3, and then I just felt like after that I just did not want to touch the others. And Halo 5 got such a bad rating, people just hated it, so I'm wondering to see if with Halo Infinite, if they'll actually kind of fix those problems that a lot of people had with Halo, and I'm just wondering if they'll kind of go back to their roots, but it doesn't sound like it. But I'm hopeful. I always feel like such big franchises can always be fixed as long as you've got the correct team and the correct people that really have a passion for the franchise, but who knows? I don't know exactly. Also, Forza Horizon 4 came out, and I'm considering getting it. Now, Forza games are really fun to me. They were one of the first racing games that I had played with newer generation consoles, because I was one of those people that grew up with systems that were not my generation, that were older than me, and Forza Horizon 4 looks pretty good. It's got a very high solid rating. I believe it's around a 95 rating, which is super solid for a racing game. And also, I really do feel like one of the pickups with this game was the seasons. I really like how they did the seasons. That's really nice, because I don't know why a lot of racing games don't add in the seasons, or the seasons are just so poor and so awful. Like, they just don't work with the game, with what they're going for. But I really like what they did with this Forza game. I haven't played it myself. If you've played it, let me know what you think about it, if it deserves the 95 rating, or the 90-ish rating. I believe it's 95. With a little bit of change, but it is a game that I'm actually considering getting. That is a newer game. Unfortunately, I'd usually, like I said, don't buy $60 games. I think $60 is a hefty price tag, but I don't know. I'm definitely going to keep my eye out for a couple of games for Black Friday, because I definitely could see myself getting a couple of different games on Black Friday that I know that I've specifically got a list that if they were $60 games that went down to 40, I would 100% buy. That was like last year. I ended up getting Call of Duty World War II. I loved it. I didn't want to buy it at $60, but at $40, I definitely got my money's worth. I played hundreds of hours of that game, and I absolutely loved it. Call of Duty, surprisingly for me, is one of those franchises that I really like. Don't hate me, because I like Call of Duty. But that is what I wanted to talk about today, you guys. We have some Nintendo Switch news, we also have the crossplay, a couple new games that I wanted to talk about, and congratulations to Mike Morhaime for 27 years at Blizzard. So let me know in the comments down below what new games you guys have been interested in seeing, if you'd prefer a new Switch being either the Pro direction or the Mini direction. Like I said, for me personally, it would have to be the Pro. Definitely think in the 4-year time span of the console's life so far, it would definitely need some kind of upgrade, so I think the Pro version would be better. But let me know your comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, make sure to subscribe. Also, I have other means of supporting the channel, like direct donations and Patreon and such, which you do get some cool things like dice and stuff. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys again really soon.